Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to easily pay off debt as a doctor. Now, there's an article from 2023 that says, "Why are so many doctors broke? Is it worth the debt?" So I'm guessing with an article like this from a website called medschoolinsiders.com, most doctors are kind of broke. Well, I won't say most. There are many doctors that are broke. And what's funny is I also read an article from 2023 that the average doctor in the US makes 350,000 a year. I love this why part as if it's somehow wrong. Like why? Why 350,000 a year? I didn't read the article, but they make 350,000 a year, or at least the average does. So what we're going to do is figure out, hey, if we make this good money, why are we broke, right? And the answer is right here: debt, right? And if we have that much income coming in, can we easily pay it off? And we're going to demonstrate how to pay it off using velocity banking. So next time you go into the doctor's office, you might be scratching your head. Is this guy or gal broke? Right? And if they're kind of like jaded and out of touch and just look like they don't care, probably too much stress in their life, right? And I actually have a lot of doctor relatives, but they don't complain about financial problems, but then they don't talk to me either. So I wonder if they're doing really, really well. And, I'll be honest, like I was thinking, if I needed a sugar mom in my life, would a doctor be a good candidate? I don't know. That's a question to really think about. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. We're gonna do velocity banking, which is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all your money at debt with the help of a line of credit. And we need two things to do this. Number one is a budget, and then number two is a line of credit as your main operating account. So, um, if you've never heard of the term line of credit, all it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again, right? And we have a budget here. We're assuming $300,000 of income, $14,000 of expenses, and then only $1,200 left over. And I think if you're a doctor making 300,000 um, a year and you only had 1,200 left over, it almost feel like you're paycheck to paycheck, wouldn't it? Like, if you made 2,000, you have $1,200 left over, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm on top of the world." You make 1,600 and you only have 1,200 left over, it's like, "Oh, I'm paycheck to paycheck," right? So that's what we're gonna do today with the 10 credit cards. And what do we have in our budget? A nice auto loan. So probably a nice luxury vehicle, Lexus, um, or Mercedes or BMW, or better yet, a new truck. Every time I see a new truck on the road, it's like, whoa, that person's either rich or super broke, right? And then a $300,000 student loan and a $500,000 mortgage and $3,000 in living expenses. So we're just kind of living it up, and we need a line of credit. Now, I don't know if you knew about this physician line of credit, but it's out there. These products are out there. And you know what? This bank is smart, and I'll tell you why. Because they're targeting their marketing. A line of credit is just a line of credit, right? But now it's like, ooh, this is a physician's line of credit, right? So now they know that whenever people come to this website, it's like people who have high incomes. And we all know how banks work. Banks don't like to lend to people who need money. And so if you're a physician, listen, you got that average over $300,000 of income, right? The average doctor in the US makes 350,000 a year. So, if I'm a doctor, I'm like, line of credit. I'm going to go to the bank's website, apply now. The person at the underwriting desk is like, whoa, like, you got the income. Let's get you approved, right? So, I probably should do that. I think I said this a long time ago when I started this channel. If I were really, really smart, which I'm kind of not, I would have just been like putting thumbnails, velocity banking for doctors. Hey, are you a doctor? Click the Google form link below, and then just like spamming it to people in certain high status and high income professions like lawyers. If you're a lawyer and you need help, click the Google form link below. And then I just have a stream of people. And then I have on the questionnaire, like, are you a doctor or are you a lawyer? It's almost like if I'm trying to find my own sugar mama. And if somebody puts in yes, I'd be like, that would be pretty sweet. Okay. All right, let's get started. Yeah. So let's do the velocity banking portion of this. And actually, this is from a previous demonstration. Yeah, so same income, same expenses. Let me copy the expenses. And then I'm going to have zero savings, and then you're going to have income minus expenses, right? So income minus expenses is our cash flow, but we're going to try to increase our cash flow in the very beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 credit cards. And I've done this before so many times. Now, here's the bad thing about this physician's personal line of credit. It's only up to $100,000. Now, if you're a doctor making 300,000 a year, I'd probably just storm in the bank's office and say, I got to get more than this, right? And then you take a look here. The max amount for medical residents and fellows is only $50,000. I wonder if any other bank has a physician's line of credit, or if this is just a truist thing where it's like we just want doctors to to borrow from us. And if they are, like I said, they're geniuses because if no other bank has done this, then why not? Like, why not do a dentist line of credit, lawyer legal line of credit? Any again, if your average doctor is making $350,000 a year, that's good marketing. That's good marketing. Attract that high income crowd to borrow money from you, and then the next thing is just don't teach them the strategy, right? So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll assume we have a $150,000 home equity line of credit, or maybe another physician's line of credit that is not only up to $100,000, but we'll say we have 100 and how much? We'll say 200,000. Yeah, we need big limits. We need big boy limits, okay? Now, let me just verify the amount of debt that we have. So 5, 8, 15, 27, 30, 7, 10, 35, 12, 18. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and uh, sum up all of this, right? So we're just going to sum up all of this. And how much is it? Yeah, $167,000 of debt. 167,000. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. 167. And I'm going to put 167,000 right here. And then I have these formulas, right? So if you want to get the next month's balance, it's the previous month's balance, previous month's interest, right? We say month zero, there's none, even though it's not technically true. Here, well, actually, it kind of is if this is a free and clear line of credit. That's what we're assuming. But here, we take the average daily balance. So you see that average function right here. And what if we upped it up a little bit? I know I've been using 8 a lot, but that's because in my own world, right? Where's my own world? Uh-oh. Yeah. In my own world, I've been using an 8% line of credit. 8%. So this is my 8% home equity line of credit. But let's just change it up. Let's do 11.5, right? Or, oh, this one rounded up. So let me go ahead and do this. And let me format the cells. And yeah, 11.5. Okay, good. So now let's just do this right here. So instead of 8, it's 115. Okay. And I don't know if that's going to make a big difference, but let's go ahead and copy and paste this. And wait a minute, I screwed up. Okay. So here's the thing. When you dump money into the line of credit, you increase your cash flow. So this is going to be 0.000000000. And then this is now your cash flow is going to be $6,595.82. Much better than having the 1249, correct? So the last step is you dump your entire paycheck, the 16 grand, into the line of credit, take out your expenses, and then after every single month, the cash flow will be a 6,600. That will be used to reduce the debt plus some interest, right? So now let's go ahead and re-update this. I kind of screwed up 6595.82. And then I'm going to copy and paste Ooh, look at that. That's awesome. Okay. And so now this will be month 29. Okay. Month 29, all of that credit card debt is gone. Interesting. So 29 months, 167K. It's not J, I'm sorry, K. That credit card debt is all gone. What a relief. Now we can be a loving and caring doctor. You ever notice that it seems like those in the medical profession seem like very, I don't know if cold is the right word, but I think they've just been jaded. In fact, I probably need to look up like the rates of depression among doctors. Rates of depression, doctors. Um, wow, 20 to 40%? Okay, well, it says the average is 28. 30% is for medical students. Hmm. Hold on. Let me see. Out of the shadows, physicians share their mental health. Top 10 physician doctors. Uh-oh. I can't say that word. Physician mental health crisis explained. Honestly, I think it's two things, right? So one is financial because they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm stuck in the system. And then number two is probably just bad working conditions. And if you're debt free, it's like you have the ability to walk away, but because you're not debt free, then you got to like take what the system gives you, which is kind of sad. All right. So let's go back. And now we paid it off in 29 months. And so now let's go ahead and tackle these other loans. And we have this loan calculator right here. I just put 29, 29, 29. The system gives me the current loan balance. And again, we had a $55,000 original balance. So most of this has been eaten away. But let's go ahead and put this into the line of credit and get an extra $1,000 in cash flow. Right, let's go ahead and do that. And again, whoopsie, did I screw up? 29 grand values. And then this is plus 29785.2. And now, okay, so this is, let's see. Wait a minute, did I screw up? $7,608 is our cash flow. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Control V, values only, and then this is going to be 7608.73. And then now let's see. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months. Our new Mercedes, Lexus, or whatever is has been luxury, possibly a truck, has been eliminated. The debt has been eliminated for the autos. And I remember watching on YouTube about how cars are like the biggest wealth killers, which is kind of sad. And I think the reason why they say that is because so many people get into payment issues, and if they try to sell because they have negative equity, they have to owe money if they sell the car. Negative equity is always a bad situation, right? I mean, negative cash flow, like, would I rather have negative equity or negative cash flow? I would always take negative cash flow over negative equity, right? Because you sell the thing, now you're automatically positive, right? That's just me. Now, there are situations where you can have negative equity and positive cash flow, but usually equity, in my opinion, is I think it's way better than cash flow. This might be heretical to say that, but I just feel like it is. Especially when the amount of equity that you get is so much more than cash flow. Okay, enough of what I'm saying. All right. So this is 222K, 222K. All right. So now let's go ahead and do this student loan and mortgage. So we are on month 33. So 33, 33. And now we got the student loan, the student loan at 237,000. We'll never get rid of this. It was a $300,000 balance med school loan for 10 years, and oh my goodness, this is a source of stress. This and the mortgage, right? Look at that, 800,000. That's crazy, right? Look how big this payment is. We must be feeling it, right? So At 33 months, we have 237,000 in in our current balance, and so it's like, whoa, what can I do, right? And the obvious answer is dump your entire $7,600 immediately into these loans. And the question is, are you going to really do it? Would most people do it? I don't know. Do most people dump money directly into loans? And the reason why they don't is because a loan is a one-way street. Okay. Now, what if we use a line of credit kind of as a bridge where you could just dump it and you have free access to your money and it's easy to use, right? Why not do that? Why not use our physician's personal line of credit for that? I don't know. And another thing that we can do is we can still use our credit cards, right? So we use our credit cards. So what I do, and this is just what I do, like you don't have to do it, is I have over 19 or 20 credit cards, right? And I carry balances on all of them, and then I pay them off like, well, I don't do it in this every month. I switch the rotate the cards, but I have over 19 credit cards. And then what I do is that I take my general expenses, anything that I can pay with a credit card, I'm going to do with a credit card, right? Credit card companies, there's a reason why they can give rewards points because they charge what they call interchange fees to sellers. So every time you take a swipe, they make a cut from that swipe, and then they kind of give you a little bit back in the form of rewards points, right? And so I would just charge everything here in this $3,000 bucket into a credit card. And then instead of using a line of credit directly, because if I use a line of credit, right, I get charged interest immediately. But with the credit card, I don't. It takes 1 month to float that interest, and that's a good number of days, right? So I'm not going to pay interest in the credit card. Now, again, so option number one is just paying the entire thing into the loan, but most people just don't do that because they culturally we feel uncomfortable that we have no savings. And not only that, we dump everything to loans. Like, what if I need it? What if I get it back? And then we feel guilty for racking up things on the credit card. Okay. So this is just a mind shift, and you don't have to do this, but a lot of people kind of go crazy because they're like, oh my goodness, like, why would you use an 11.5% loan or line of credit to help pay off a lower interest rate loan? And that's because we also don't want to segregate our income. Something I need to go more in detail. So let's just go ahead and do this. And luckily, I have a velocity banking calculator. So we can just chunk, take out a portion of our principal and move it into the line of credit, and we'll just easily be able to pay it off, pay down 7,000 after a couple months, and or well, not a couple months, maybe a year or so, it should be gone, and the student loan should be no more. And luckily, we have this Velocity Banking calculator for this. So let me actually just do this, okay? So let me fill in the details. Okay, so this is going to be a 10-year loan, right? And I want to kind of just do a quick comparison about, just imagine if this were a 0% loan. But first, let's just do this. So instead of 7% at 300,000, let's imagine this is a 0% loan. So 300,000, 0% for 10 years is actually 2,500. So well, let's see. Whoopsie. This is going to be 300,000. And let's imagine that we're at the very beginning stage of the loan, and this is 2,500 a month. Okay, and we're going to use 11.5% interest rate on the line of credit. So what's our monthly income? Is that it's 16,200, right? 16,200. And then our expenses is everything except for so 5108.02, 5108.02. Okay, and then we're just going to do, let's say, $17,000 chunks. All right. So I know people freak out about these interest rate differences, right? But I'm saying, so this is what I'm going to show you as like the worst case scenario, even if you did this with the higher interest rate line of credit. Not that I would recommend it if you had a 0% loan, right? But what I'm saying is this: if you directly dumped all your money into a loan at 0%, you would save a lot. And then if you used 11.5% interest rate, which seems significantly higher and then just kinda use the chunking method, which is means just kinda splitting it up into pieces of loan to line of credit, the most that you would pay is an extra $2,000, right? And a lot of people freak out about this. I have no idea why. Like, they don't freak out about how people don't actually pay off their loans. But what I'm saying is that if this is the worst case scenario, meaning that you had a 0% interest loan and you transferred some of it into an 11.5% line of credit, which I'm not saying that you should actually do, the max that you would pay is overpay is about 2 grand, right? So let's actually just do this. Now here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. Let's say I move this $300,000 into a line of credit, okay? This is the part that I would be like, what are we doing, right? 48 grand, right? So 48 versus 2, okay? So this is the advice on the internet that I'm like, I don't know about that." But if even if on a worst case scenario where we had a 0% interest loan and we're doing this, all we would do is max overpay by 2 grand. Okay, so that's why I'm not too worried. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's move this and actually, what was the interest rate? 7%. All right, so now 7 and 3483.25. So this will be 7%, 3483.25, and then our interest that we pay is going to be 28 grand. Okay, so 2.5 years. Yeah, gone 2.5 years. See how easy that was? I didn't have to think about it. All right, so now, so this is going to be 33 plus 2.5 times 12. So that's going to be 63 months. Okay. And when you're a doctor, those 2.5 years will go pretty quick and this will be zero, right? And so now that's the amount of what's it called that we're going to pay is 5 how much? 522K. And so let's just go here 500,000, 500,000, 3%, and just do the same thing with the mortgage, right? So 63 months. So I'm going to do this 63, and now this is 0, and then now let's get rid of this. So this is going to be 500,000, 500,000, and then this is going to be 3%, 33, 30, and then what is our current balance? 441, 441, 534.26. 441, 534.26. And then the payoff amount is, or is it payment amount, not payoff amount, 2108.02. So 2108.02. And then now we got to update this as well. So our living expenses has decreased because we paid off that student loan. And how much do we have? It's just $3,000 right here. So this is 0, $3,000. And then I'm going to do this. 3 years. Not bad. Pay off a mortgage 3 years. All right. So, all right. So it's 63 divided by 12 plus 3. So that's 8.25 years. And that was easy. All right. Okay. Whoa. Do we pay over $1 million of debt? That's crazy. So what's 500 plus 522? So that would be 1.02 million of debt. All right. So we paid off $1 million of debt as a doctor in about 8.25 years. Wasn't that easy? Oh my goodness. Right. Awesome. So, all right. That's cool. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but problem solved. And if I'm smart, I'm just going to be putting physician, debt, doctor. Maybe I could hire a marketer to do this, right? Just like every single new video that I put, type in doctor, debt, physician, lawyer, keyword, anything with a high status profession, and then, have the money rolling in. Hopefully, you got the money. You just, a lot of it's just being sucked into debt payments, and that's why articles like these are being written. Why are so many doctors broke? Is it worth the debt? right? Imagine you're making $350,000 and absolutely no debt, and now you really have what I call rich people problems, right? 13 grand a month saved, and it's like, what do I do with all this money? I don't want to just have it in a savings account. And then now you're the prime target for raising money. I also heard this statistic that a lot of doctors get they get ripped off too by shady investments. I forgot where I heard that from, but I'll just sell you some education. I won't sell you some shady investments. I promise that. All right. Well, that's it for this video. So I wonder if I actually have any doctor viewers. I actually have lawyer viewers. I've had people write comments that I'm a lawyer, but I wonder any doctors out there, right? Kinda and here's the thing, even if you're not a doctor, I want you to type in "debt-free doctor." "Debt-free doctor" in the comment if you've made it to this far to the video. Alright, well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Have a great day. Good I wanna say good night. Is it night where you are? Or good whatever, day, night, afternoon, because I love you, and I want you to be a loving and caring debt-free doctor.